Bunch stuff.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Okay, good afternoon. I would like to call to order the special city council meeting.
Councilmember Alvarez,
Present.
Councilmember Ashton,
Present.
Councilmember Trujillo is absent, Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco,
Present.
and Mayor Frometa.
Here. Great. Well, we have a couple of public hearings. Yes.
Madam Mayor, Mr. Trujillo just notified me that he was not able, he's stuck in a meeting, so,
Okay. We'll list them as excused.
thank you.
Okay, we have a couple of public hearings. One is to adopt the proposed budget for 2021-22 fiscal year and conduct a public hearing considering the adoption of the city's fiscal year 2021-2022 budget and the annual appropriations limit. And number two, adopt the resolution number 21, resolution of the City Council of the City of Downey adopting the fiscal year 2021-2022 budget and the annual appropriation limit. The hour having arrived, the public hearing is now open. City Clerk Duarte, do you have proof of publication?
Yes, Mayor.
Can I have a motion and a second to receive and file the publication?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Would you please take roll?
Yes. Councilmember Alvarez,
Yes.
Councilmember Ashton,
Yes, but just point of order, we need to take roll call for the receival of or notice of the public, record of public notice?
yes, we do.
Fair enough.
Councilmember Trujillo is excused, Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco,
Yes.
and Mayor Frometa.
Yes.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Trujillo absent.
Okay, so City Manager Rivas, who is giving the report for item number one?
Madam Mayor, since we were just here on Wednesday with a presentation and staff reports, in order to sort of save time, we can certainly have Anil do a quick presentation, or we can just entertain some questions from you all. It's up to the council in terms of how you would like to proceed. Again, our budget is balanced at $228.9 million, and so however you would like us to proceed, we will go ahead and do that.
Well, what I would like to ask is if any of my council colleagues have any specific questions related to the budget. As you've indicated, City Manager, the workshop that was held last week provided extensive information on all departments and the current budget that we are discussing. I don't know if my council colleagues have specific comments or questions that they would like to bring up.
Okay.
Okay, so what I would like to do then is I will now open this item. So if I hear this correctly, we don't need to have another presentation by Anil. Is that correct? Okay. I will now open this item for public comment. Members of the public wishing to address the City Council regarding this public hearing item may now call our teleconference line at 562-299-6622. For those who submitted comments via email, your comments will be read into the record, and no further public comment via teleconference will be permitted. City Clerk Duarte, did we receive any written correspondence regarding these items?
We did not, Mayor.
And do we have speakers on the phone?
Yes, we have one call coming in. Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
It is Pepita Pig. All fucking items. General public comment. How much time do I get? Madam,
I can't understand.
I assume I will get the budgetary 5 minutes. Thank you so much. So welcome.
Please stay on topic, Herman. This is your first warning, or you will be disconnected.
That's talking about item on the budget.
I can't even hear him. We're not able to hear you, speaker.
I am trying to talk. Can you talk now? Can you hear me? Yeah.
No.
I'm trying to play.
Go ahead and disconnect. Thank you.
Hear me, bitch. I am trying to talk.
Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
Mommy Prometa. I'm Herman. Who the hell are you talking to on the other side? Look at Mommy Pacheco with that red mask on her face. Well, regarding the budget for 21-22, first you must apologize to Miss Alvarez and cut her a check for $25,000 for punitive damage in your investigation and probe in her so-called past history, which no one really gives a fuck because people elected her and she represents that district. Now, as far as my district, Miss Pacheco...
Okay, you need to stay on topic, Mr. Herman, or you will be disconnected. This is your first warning.
Who's this? Who's this speaking? I got the floor. Why are you interrupting me on my free speech, crazy lady? Are you upset? I'll bring you a happy meal, make you happier. Give me a break.
Topic.
Herman, you're not on topic.
Well, let me talk about the budget then. The budget for 22. You have $228 billion, and that moron administrator right next to you, Miss Mayor. I won't say his name, Mr. Livas. What are you doing to improve our sidewalk and streets? Many of our streets have no sidewalks. When I walk down Downey Boulevard and when I cross Imperial Street, there are no more continuous sidewalks on either side, east or west, Mr. Rivas. So something needs to be accounted for when your abusive nature to steal public money and not provide the public with a pedestrian-friendly sidewalk and street with curbs and ramps, in which I brought to the attention of the DOJ Civil Rights against the city of Downey for $22 million to improve our sidewalk and streets, you dumb bastard. However, now we need more lights on our street, Miss Prometa. Too many fucking niggers racing up and down the street, speeding and doing burnouts. You need to take their cars away. And finally, with that fucking money, Mr. Levi's, you need to buy the chief of police a Maserati. A Maserati so he can speed up and catch those niggers that go up and down the street, making a mess out of our sidewalks and streets with that burnt tire mark on our pedestrian-friendly crosswalks. Thank you for your time and your consideration. I weigh back the balance of this time, you fat bitch. Bye-bye.
That is all, Mayor.
Okay, unless I will entertain a motion in a second to close public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
So ordered by the mayor. Unless there are any comments from the council, I will entertain a motion in a second to adopt the resolution.
I'll make that motion, Madam Mayor.
I
I'll
will-
second that motion.
Thank you. City Clerk Duarte, would you please take roll?
Yes, Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashton?
Yes.
Councilmember Trujillo is excused. Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco?
Yes.
And Mayor Frometa.
Yes.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Trujillo absent.
Thank you. Now, item number 2 is the resolution adjusting city user fees. The adoption of a resolution of the City Council of the City of Downey adjusting the city's uniform schedule of fees. The hour having arrived, the public hearing is now open. City Clerk Duarte, do you have proof of publication?
Yes, Mayor.
Can I have a motion and a second to receive and file the publication?
I'll make a motion to receive and file.
Second.
Okay, would you please take roll?
Yes, Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashton?
Yes.
Councilmember Trujillo is excused. Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco?
Yes.
And Mayor Frometa.
Yes.
The motion is approved with Councilmember Trujillo excused.
City Manager Rivas, who is giving the report for item number 2?
Madam Mayor, Vanya will come up and give us a presentation on our fees. Just to clarify some, we always get public asking why do we have fees if, there's already property tax and sales tax and things of that nature. Just to be clear, those are general taxes. And these fees that you have are special taxes that are not of benefit to the general public. For example, if you're coming in to add an addition to your house, that is a fee that you pay for processing your plans through that through the planning department. It's a special fee that you are the only beneficiary of that process, right? As opposed to a general tax, which is, roads, for example, everybody gets to use them, everybody has them. These are specific user fees, or if you're going to take a class, right? There's a class that, in recreation, you pay a fee for that class. You are a particular user of that particular service. So that's the difference between what's before you now and what the general public is, because those are always questions that we get. So, Vanya.
Thank you, Mr. Rivas. Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. As mentioned today, I'll bring before you the proposed fiscal year 21-22 user fee schedule. As attached as Exhibit A in your resolution of your report, there's a list of all the city fees along with the proposed changes and the explanation. I'll be providing a brief overview of those changes that are listed in that list. The first item is the majority of the changes, which incorporates a CPI increase for any fee that's not at 100% cost recovery or that's not set by state regulations. Those fees were increased by 2.2%. We're looking from March to March, as we did in previous years. And also, just as a note, the CPI increase was approved by the City Council at the June 25th, 2019 meeting as something that we would be doing ongoing at each budget cycle. In addition to those fees, we also have other fees that were adjusted to reflect the market value for those types of fees. And this was done mainly because they're viewed as more as entertainment type of fees. So this would be like the Rio Hondo Golf Course and also the Downey Theater, where they look at industry standards and determine those fees. Further, city staff is proposing to add 5 fees to the fee schedule in order to recover costs related to services that were not previously added to the list of fees but are currently being done by city staff. Also, there's a fees that were adjusted to reflect the correct fee amount. When reviewing all the fees, we noticed there were a few fees that need to be adjusted downwards to align with the 100% cost recovery and some state regulations. So those were also noted as some corrections in your fee schedule before you. And with that, staff is available to answer any questions that you may have regarding the user fee schedule.
Vanya, I do have a question. So did you just say the changes on those fees, those are, they're already reflected in the report that we received?
Correct. So if you look at Exhibit A, there should be a list of, it's an attachment as part of your resolution.
Correct.
So it's listed there. It's color coded. There's quite a number of changes to go through each one of them. But there is a legend at the very end of that list that explains all the different changes that I just alluded to earlier.
Yes, I see that. Thank you.
And so, Vanya, thank you for the presentation. Just to clarify, so for those that are listening, when we do this process, we're not trying to raise fees just to make more money. Right. We're really just trying to make sure that we're covering our costs. Is that correct?
That is correct. And also, it's a good point. Regarding the 100% cost recovery that I mentioned earlier, that was actually set by a third-party consultant that had come in 2016, a Matrix Consulting Group that determined those fees, looking at how much it costs for staff's time to do those actual services, both direct and indirect costs. And so majority of the fees actually are not yet at 100% cost recovery. So we're slowly getting there. And then that's also why the CPI was included 2 years ago.
Yeah, and quite frankly, a city is not allowed to make money on a
Right.
fee. It's completely 100% cost recovery. And as Vanya just indicated, most of these we're not recovering the full fee. We're just not. And there have been some fees that we've actually kept low even though we're losing money, because we want people to come in and use the service. For example, pull a permit for a water heater, right? If you have a permit for a water heater at a full 100% recovery, people are apt not to come in and get it because it's going to cost them more. So we'd rather keep it low and not get cost recovery, just so that we encourage the health and safety of people. So those are the things that we try to do as well in this. So not all the fees are going to be 100%, and they probably won't ever be, because we don't want to discourage people from not using a particular service. But we have to do this in order to pay for the services that we are providing. So.
Now, you mentioned, Vanya, again, they go up based on, CPI, but it's on average, for our listeners and, our residents, what is the average percentage increase that we are looking at across the board?
Well, the CPI is 2.2% increase when looking from March 2020 to March 21. If you look at the fees, majority of them are up by a few fees, so a few dollars, I should say. So about 1 to 3 for majority of the fees. So it's nominal in most cases. Last year, the CPI increase was 1.9. So that's been roughly about the CPI we've been seeing for each year.
And the reason that you want to do this on a consistent basis is that we've been in a position, and many cities have done this, is that they won't tie it to a CPI increase. And what happens over time is that you don't. So by the time that you do need to raise your fees, it looks like you're raising them 15, 20, 30%, right? Because you haven't kept up with the consumer price index. So doing that makes more palatable in terms of the amount of increase. It's either 1 to 2% a year, so it's not anything drastic.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Vanya. Thank you for the presentation, and City Manager Livas, thank you. I think it's always important to explain that as thoroughly as we can for our residents. Do any of my council colleagues have any thoughts, questions, comments? Okay. I will now open this item for public comment. Members of the public wishing to address the City Council regarding this public hearing item may now call our teleconference line at 562-299-6622. For those who submitted comments via email, your comments will be read into the record, and no further public comment via teleconference will be permitted. City Clerk Duarte, did we receive any written correspondence regarding this item?
We did not, Mayor.
Do we have speakers on the phone?
Yes, we do.
Of course we do. Let's go ahead and hear them.
Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
Yes, I would like to speak on the fee. How much time do I get? Yes, thank you. And thank you to Mr. Ashton. I believe that was the one talking about caring about people in Downey. Now let's talk about the fee for Rio Hondo. What a piece of shit golf course. You should pay people to fucking play it. Goddamn greens are no good, bumpy, stinky greens. And you can't get a decent hot dog. Something that Claudia would not be able to tolerate. When I'm playing golf, I nibble on my hot dog.
Please stay on topic. Mr. Herman, stay on topic, please.
It's a fee.
Oh, Spindler.
I try to do the fees are inspections. Look at those. It's still too fucking high. Like putting the water heater. Many types of people put in the wrong installation. So it should be a free inspection with a $10 coupon available at your local hardware store. Because a lot of niggers put in the goddamn water heater wrong. And
He's not on topic.
No, it's about the fucking promotion of proper inspection and how your feet.
Hello, please state your name and begin speaking.
Mommy Prometa, it's me again. Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. The mission of the budget is to provide Downey's police department sufficient highest level of service. And that's the reason why Mr. Dum Dum Leavas, like Dum Dum Biden, was explaining to us regarding percentage. Not all of us know about percentage, but Mr. Ashton will later clarify this shit. But for now, let's talk about...
Please stay on topic or you will be disconnected.
Mommy, please, I'm trying to talk and you interrupt me. Do you mind? Do you have any idea how emotional that causes me distress when you interrupt me, Mommy? May I continue now?
Mr. Herming, you're not on topic. We're going to disconnect.
That don't sound like you, Mommy.
Do we have any other speakers on the phone? Okay, I will now entertain a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, so ordered by the mayor.
And I see Mario Trujillo's on.
Yes, I see Mario is on. Mario, can you hear us, Councilmember Trujillo?
Yes, I can.
Great, thank you for joining us. Unless there are any comments from the council regarding item number 2, I will entertain a motion and a second to adopt the resolution.
I'll make the motion, Madam Mayor.
I'll second.
Okay, City Clerk Duarte, would you please take roll?
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Alvarez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashton?
Yes.
Councilmember Trujillo?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco?
Yes.
And Mayor Frometa.
Yes.
The motion is approved unanimously.
City Manager Livas, do you have any comments?
None other than just to thank the city council for their leadership in this particular budget. It was a tough year this year. Also, the staff getting to a point where we actually have a balanced budget and continued the high level of service. We've actually increased many of the services that we provide to our residents over the last year or so, even given with the dramatic changes that happened last year. It seems like a long time ago, but actually it wasn't that long ago that we were, closing things up, having parks shut, having to reopen them, shut them down, deliver services. And the staff's done a remarkable job at that, and providing, food and support to our residents is, that's what we do. And that says a lot about the council and the staff members here at the city, that we can deliver a high level of service and still be really a community that I think a lot of people in the Southeast want to emulate. So I think, kudos to everybody here. We're looking forward to a really robust 22, finishing off this year. And there's a lot of exciting projects on the horizon. So, stay tuned and, we'll continue to monitor things and report back to you as needed. So thank you again for all of you giving us guidance with that workshop we do, because that was really important for us to get the guidance. So those priorities are in this document. So thank you all, and appreciate your attention in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager Livas, and thank you everyone for the hard work. As City Manager Livas just indicated, we really went through a very challenging time. And as we are less than 24 hours from a full reopening in the state of California, we can only hope that things continue to get better, that we continue on a path for recovery. And certainly, we have the priorities before us. And there's a lot of great activities and projects, as you've mentioned. But at the same time, from a council perspective and from my perspective, I still want us to continue to be focused on being, fiscally responsible and very fiscally conservative. There's a lot of uncertainties still. The economy is reopening, and we are very grateful for a positive outlook. But for Downey to continue to be the leader that it is in the Southeast, we must continue to be very diligent in the decisions that we make from a financial standpoint. So thank you all for your hard work and your diligence. And thank you, Anil, for all the work that you've done. At this point in time, I will now adjourn this special city council meeting. Thank you.